Hi guys, good morning. Now today I am coming to you from a very beautifully sunny Savona in Italy. Now I actually can't believe I'm saying this, but it's 25 past 7 in the morning and I'm up, showered, ready to go. And yeah, we're not even docked yet, so this is definitely a first for me. Now, before I sit down and talk to you guys properly about today, let me take you out onto the balcony and show you what it's like to arrive into Savona here in Italy. Okay, so plan for today. What are we doing? Now, first of all, before we start, we probably should address this actually, because this is the first time that I've come to you from from the room I'm in at the moment. Now, I moved room actually from my first episode, which is where I had that really enclosed balcony. So they've actually put me in what is a regular balcony up on deck 9 of the ship. So yeah, you'll see there's a very different view from here to what there is down there. Now, this, I've never seen this type of artwork on a ship before, and that's the general rule of thumb with everything on here. It's just so, I would say it's just so different to anything that I've experienced before, decor wise. If you look at the corridors, they feel really different. The corridors feel a bit Disney esque actually. The atrium feels different, the restaurants feel different, the buffet feels different. For me, it's very refreshing to have all the difference. I really, really like it. But yeah, look, just before we, I guess, catch up on what we're doing today, a couple of just thoughts that I've had about Costa in the last 48 hours. Now, one of the big things that I was nervous about cruising with Costa was that I am obviously a native English speaker and it's an Italian cruise line. Now, I'd heard that with some other cruise lines, when you cruise with them, English is the first language, but they will talk in different languages. And on here, I'd always heard that it was just Italian that they spoke, and you could maybe get a couple of bits of English as you went. But do you know what? They've really, really impressed me actually with how multilingual they are on here. Yes, Italian is the first language on here, there's no getting around that. So, what that means is that the announcement will always be done in Italian, and it'll usually then be followed by all of the other languages. So, English is normally language number two. Now, the slight catch with that is that if you're in the theatre, for example, when they're kind of hyping the crowd and whatnot, the primary language they'll do that in will be Italian. So, yeah, fine, they'll cut in key sections to put it in English, but the majority of stuff in there, the spoken stuff, is coming across in Italian in terms of from the cruise director and co. The actual acts, from what I've seen at the moment, so fine, we've only had 2 nights of entertainment. One was a flamenco night, and last night was like a vocalist. The vocalist largely was speaking in English, was singing in English, but definitely did also sing in Italian, sang in French, I think sang in German. It was actually really, really good to see. Now, the other thing that I did mention in my first video that I forgot to recap for you, but I said I would, was the welcome situation onto this ship. Now, I was really, really impressed, and actually, I can see it over there. Let me grab it. So, one thing that you got on here as an English speaker was like there was like a welcome meeting that happened on day one. So, you basically had the Oggi a bordo, which I had been reliably informed means today on board. So, basically, on the daily schedule, you've got some highlights down at the bottom here. And the highlight on day one was basically to come along and like get to know the ship, get to understand how cruising with Costa works. So that was done by an English speaker, and it turns out that that English speaker is actually our English representative for the cruise. So if you come on here and you speak English, you'll get an English representative. If you come on here and you speak French, you'll get a French representative. and that person's just always available that you can speak to if there's anything that you're not sure about. So very, very impressed with that. You also get a welcome kit when you come on. Now, you'll see that the welcome kit has got a little Union Jack at the top to show that obviously I have booked through Britain and therefore all of my documents should be in English. So when you go into here, you've then got various documents. You've got like all the excursion things. You've got a cruise guide, so welcome on board, and a bit of a guide to life on board. So there's actually, there's loads, because I was really overwhelmed when I first got on the ship just because it did feel different. But after you have a read through all this, it actually really helps and you do feel really comfortable after, probably just after a couple of hours really. Now, plan for today, getting back to business. So Savona in Italy, look, it looks quite small actually. So this is where Costa's head office is. So I'm hoping that there might be another Costa ship in with us today. Now, my plan is, to be honest, to throw my trainers on, throw my Garmin on, and head off and just go for a bit of walking and see what we can see and try and explore the city together. Now, I mentioned this is Costa's head office. This is their version of Genoa to MSC, but it looks as though it's on a much, much smaller scale. But who knows, maybe the other side of the ship has got another part of the city that I just haven't seen yet. Now, before we get off, the breakfast room in here has got a partnership with Nutella, which anybody that knows me will know that if there's two things that could have a partnership that I would fully support, it would be cruise ships and Nutella. So let's go down to the dining room, see what the breakfast offering's like, because I think that as well is going to be pretty different to what I've seen on other ships so far, because I've never seen one where you go in and at the top of the menu it's got all the Nutella menu options. So yeah, look, enough talking from me, because, well, breakfast shuts at 9, so I've got plenty of time. But to be honest, I would rather be eating Nutella. So let's head down to the breakfast room now, and I'll catch up with you guys, probably back here, before we head out. Okay, breakfast done, and now up, having a wander around the top deck before heading off to try and get my bearings for where we're going to go when we leave the ship. Now, strange turn of events in the last hour. So basically the breakfast room, although it's a restaurant that they use, now you can go to the buffet, or you can go to the restaurant where they actually still serve breakfast as a buffet, which was very unexpected. Granted, it's a much nicer environment to sit and relax in the morning than what the buffet would be. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it. Now, I spoke to one of the waiters about the Nutella section on the menu, and he said that, oh, well, most of it's still available, but since they switched to a buffet, some of it's changed a little bit. But do you know what? What I had in there was totally fine. So I had like a cooked breakfast, and then I also had like a Nutella donut and a Nutella croissant. Like, I definitely cannot complain. So although it was a little bit unexpected in terms of how it was served, I actually do think, trying to get out the sun, I actually do think it has worked pretty well. So yeah, not sure if I'll go back to there or if I'll choose to have a later breakfast up at the actual buffet over the next couple of days though, because I didn't see too much of a difference, if any, other than the environment that you're eating in down there. Now, anyway, I thought I'd come and catch up with you here rather than the room again, just because, well, I fancied a bit of daylight, and I thought the last thing you guys need is for me to get comfy chatting down in the room. So yeah, you can see the city behind at the moment. I think what we're going to do is just head off, find the town or the city centre, and then yeah, see what we can mooch around and see if we can grab a coffee while we're off. So yeah, let's head down, disembark the ship, and head into Savona. Right, so I've actually decided to just come and grab a coffee down in, well, it's like the main show lounge on the ship. So I have got my brew here due to the fact that the gangway is pretty busy at the moment. So Costa do that, I guess quite a few European lines do it now, where you can embark or disembark at any port. Now, with this being the home port, one would assume that there's probably quite a big changeover taking place today, because yeah, it looks like quite a long queue. The reality is it'll probably only take kind of 10-15 minutes to wait in that, but I thought I'd probably much rather just come in, chill with a brew, and head down when it's a little bit quiet. So yeah, I'll show you where I am at the moment, and then after this we'll head along to the gangway, get off the ship, and officially enter Italy. Okay, so now off the ship, and do you know where my balcony was and also where I was looking from the pool deck? I didn't get a true appreciation of this. So it turns out, had I looked out the front of the ship, it would have been pretty clear where to go today. So you can see behind me now, there's the ship, and I'm actually in the city centre. So yeah, I don't think I've ever been this close to a city before. Like Genoa, for example, is good, but you get off and by the time you filter your way through the port, it's a bit of a faff and you've lost half an hour. However, this is literally, you get off the ship, you walk through a little barrier and you're here. So Yeah, good so far. It turns out we are the only ship here today, so it could well be that if you do come here on other ships, then you might be a little bit further away. I don't know where all the other docks are, so we've definitely lucked out and managed to get the one closest to the city centre. So yeah, we're already here. Let's have a look round, see what this place has got to offer. And yeah, really good first impression. Okay, definitely a top tip for Savona. Now, you can see, in fact, the sun is so bright, I definitely can't take them off. You can see behind at the moment that what was a bridge in the picture that I put on a minute ago is now not a bridge. Now, basically, that bridge opens up to allow all of these boats in the marina to come in and out at various times throughout the day. Now, it's definitely worth checking how many times a day that opens. I know it's a couple. The one that we've seen is 12 noon, but when it opens, it then blocks passengers or the public getting from one side of the water to the other. Yeah, you can walk all the way around this basin to get back over this side, but if you're running tight for time to get back to a ship that's blowing the horn ready to leave, 4 or 5 minutes standing on that side of the bridge is not what you need. So yeah, definitely just make sure, if you've got an all aboard time to respect, then make sure that you know what time this bridge is going to open. In my case, because I don't know right now, I'm just going to make sure that I'm back over here, what, a good 20 minutes, half an hour earlier than planned. Because yeah, that's a fiasco that I just I don't want to be dealing with. Now, you can see if you do come off the ship and the bridge is open, the screen which is there is counting down at the moment how long it is until it closes again. So that countdown started at 5 minutes, I think. It's now on what transit allowed for 0 minutes actually, so it's about to close over, so I'll take a quick video and show you. And then from there, we'll head over and get into the city. Okay, so this is the main street here in Savona, and all the way up, so you've got the ship down at one end of the road, which you can kind of see in there. You've then got this market that goes all the way down. It literally, I mean, it must go for like a good mile or something. It's actually really cool. In terms of what they're selling, I mean, I don't think it's anything that, I mean, it's nothing I would be interested in. I think a lot of it seems to be like bric-a-brac or like almost like a car boot sale without the car, if that makes sense. But anyway, right, what I wanted to jump on and say to you is that I've just remembered what I absolutely adore about cruising around Italy. So you can see there, we were literally walking up the main street and we've come through what is just a side street, right? And behind at the moment is this. I mean, the architecture here is just absolutely remarkable. So you stumble upon these churches just hidden down the back alleys and stuff. Now, the door's open, so let's see if we can go in. We might not be able to today just due to the fact that it's actually a Sunday. So yeah, it might be open because there's a service on. Usually the chapels and the cathedrals in Italy operate like an open door policy where the door's open, you can go in, you just have to be obviously quiet and respectful when you're in, but they're usually quite happy to have tourists kind of floating about having a look. So let's try our luck, because this one looks particularly impressive, and see if we can get in for a look. So you might be able to tell from the background at the moment and just the general shots that you're seeing in this video, but this place is beautiful, yes, but absolutely dead. There's, I mean, round about the main harbour area where all the yachts and things are, there's quite a lot of life, presumably because it's where people have got off of the cruise ship this morning. But all around here, I mean, this is one of the main shopping streets, and other than where that market was, it feels as though everything is closed. Now, I've had a quick Google, and essentially what you need to be aware of is that a lot of Italian cities do operate with, if you've been to Spain and they have a siesta in the middle of the day where they go home and rest and spend time with family. Now, they do that quite a lot of the time here, so it looks as though a lot of the shops here close between about 12 and 3 and then they'll reopen later. Now, the good thing about that is that if you're coming to Italy, for example, on holiday, it means that you can go to the shops late at night. What is probably not as good, and you have to be a little bit more tactical if you're coming on a cruise, is that you need to hit the shops in the morning and aim to be in a cafe in the afternoon, because when the shop's shut, the cafe's open, so it's all very tactical. So yeah, rather than wander about all the closed streets, what I'm going to do now, so just round this corner up here, I saw a street sign advertising like quite a steep incline, so naturally I'm going to try and climb up it. So I think it's, what, a 20% incline, which isn't too bad, and I'm hoping that from up there we'll get some really good views looking down on the city. We've got loads and loads of time. It's only just gone 1 o'clock and all aboard isn't until 4. So I reckon the plan now will be, let's shoot up the hill, see if we can get a good view from the top, and then after that we'll probably just potter our way back down to the ship. So yeah, famous last words, but here we go, and I will see you at the top of the hill. bit of an update. You can probably tell that I am now heading back down the hill. So it turns out that there's not really much going on up there. It's very residential and you actually can't see over the top because all the houses that line the top of the hill are all like, well, they're just so private that you just can't see through anywhere. So yeah, at least the positive is that I've worked off enough to have pizza or to get back to, I don't know, the buffet or the coffee shop or something. That's a saving grace. Now I can actually see the ship down at the bottom of the hill right now, which I really like that when you come to a really old Italian city like this, but then you can see what is your, in comparison, brand new ship waiting for you. So if you look down here, so this is where I'm walking right now, and you can maybe see, just peeking through at the moment, the very top of Diadema. So I should be, I mean, I'm not going to go back on board yet because I've still got another hour and a half before all aboard, and I'd quite like to just, yeah, use the opportunity to wander about the town a little bit more. If I find anything down here, I'll obviously tune back in and let you guys know what I'm seeing before we head back down to the port. So yeah, I've just had a wander around like the little harbour area here. The bridge is opened again, so it definitely happens multiple times a day. Now I am going to head back onto the ship now, so it's now, what, about 3:15, all aboard at 4 o'clock, so it's probably perfect time to head back. Now my plan when I get on, I'm going to go and get food, but the options for food on here at the moment, you've got the buffet that's open 12 till 3 for lunch, or you've got the poolside grill that's open 1 till 5 for lunch. So time-wise, I'm not going to make the buffet today, so I will head up to the pool and grab something there. Now after that, the food service on here will close until the first dinner sitting, which is 6:30, at which point the buffet will then reopen again. So again, you just need to be really mindful of your timings just to make sure that you don't get caught short. But I mean, caught short, there's probably about a 1 hour window that you can't eat in, which I think you'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, ship is just behind here at the moment, so let's head back on and grab a bite to eat. Okay, so now back on the ship, and as you can see, I am having a completely filthy snack of a beef burger, chips, ketchup and mayonnaise. So yeah, I have brought it back to the room because, to be honest, I think I just need to chill for an hour, well, half an hour before we sail out. I might even just nip downstairs, grab a drink and do sail away today from my balcony. And that way, I think it should be quite nice because I'm currently facing the cruise terminal and I'm thinking the ship's going to probably back out and then spin round, so probably get to see the whole city from here. But anyway, I am going to excuse myself now. I will wrap up Savona later because there is a burger and chips eyeing me up from the corner of my eye. So yeah, let's head out to the balcony and grab a bite to eat. So yeah, that is us now pushed out and we are now officially back out at sea. So we're out at sea tomorrow, which means that tonight we've got quite a good night ahead of us. I always love the night before a day at sea. Now, just before I come back in and talk to you about what's happening around the ship tonight, I'm going to take you down to the back of Deck 5, which is one of my favourite venues on board, because when you're there, you're pretty close to the wake and you can get a really, really good view as we push off out to sea. So yeah, look, head down now and I'll catch up with you properly when we get back to the room shortly. Okay, you've probably figured out from the shots that I've just put on that I couldn't really show you too much down there because it was so busy, so every kind of table and chair was taken, so I will nip back at some point and film that venue properly and I'll get it on as part of like a full ship tour that I'll be doing for this ship. Anyway, what I have decided to do is to come back and grab a Bailey's pre-dinner. Very opulent for a Sunday night, but Bailey's pre-dinner, and yeah, I'm gonna absorb some of these views and then go and get ready for a bite to eat. So yeah, before I head back out, I'll come back on and catch up with all of you about the plan for tonight, but for now, I've got an ocean to look at. Okay, hi guys, so I am ready to head back out now. You might notice that I am pretty casual, so I'm not wearing a collar. This is literally just like a kind of thick, long-sleeved t-shirt slash jumper, whatever you'd call that. Now, to be honest, the last couple of nights on the ship, I felt like it's really, really casual on here in a way that I love because I really don't enjoy like really stuffy environments where everyone's dressed up because they've been told to dress up. It's why formal nights on like traditional cruise lines are only just beginning to grow on me, because up until now, like, I would much rather just go and wear chinos and a t-shirt to go to the dining room. But I know that's a whole other argument for a whole other day, which we're not going to get into today. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of what Savona looks like. Now, I'll be back here a couple of times on various ships over the course of between now and June, I think it is. So Yeah, I don't know when that'll come to you on YouTube, but if you are subscribed, then you'll see them as they come in. So I think you can do quite a lot of really good day trips out of Savona Port as well. So yeah, hold tight and I will show you some of them over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, plan for tonight. So looking at the daily schedule that I've showed you on the last couple of videos, dinner tonight. So my dinner sitting is 6:30. I think I've already mentioned, but I, to be honest, I really enjoy the dining room in here. The food quality has been excellent up until now. Granted, we're only on what, night number three? Yes, night number three. But nights one and night two were absolutely great from a food point of view. And I actually would say that so far, the food that I've had in the main dining room on here is potentially the tastiest food that I've ever had on a cruise ship. Full stop. No caveat, no little small text above. Full stop. So, yeah, really impressed at the moment. And if Costa continue this for the next week and a half, then, yeah, I'm going to be coming on here and pleading with all of you to book a holiday. So, yeah, look, night number three, so early days, but so far, so very good. Now, plan for tonight. Obviously, you know me. I'm going to go to the show. So the show on here is at 9:15. So tonight, it's, what, an innovative presentation of entertainment and a magical experience both on stage and backstage. Don't know what that is. I'd imagine it's going to be some kind of production show. Now, other things that you could do on this ship, it is quite a lively ship. There's a really good amount of nightlife on here. But I think that's probably the European style of everything coming to life really, really late. So you could go from 9 o'clock till 1 o'clock in the morning. There's a DJ set in the atrium. There's ballroom dancing. There's ballroom dancing that starts at 9:30 p.m. and finishes at 1:30 a.m. That, I've never seen it that late on a ship. There's also, until 1:30 in the morning, there's pop, rock, live music. Ah, that's in the Country Rock Club. Do you know what? I'll pop into that and I'll show you that venue because I love it in there. But that's on until 1:30. Also 1:30, live music in the Teodora Lounge. So the ship and then the disco night begins at begins at midnight and runs until late. But yeah, I'm not sure what late will be if 1:30 a.m. is on here, and obviously late would be later than that. So I can confirm I won't be awake to find out when that finishes. That is on a different part of the ship. But yeah, it's going to be quite a good night. I am looking forward to it. Now, this is probably going to be the last time that I'll actually talk to you because it's quite difficult to then come back on camera after dinner and stuff. Plus, I'll have had a wine, so it's probably better to round off now. Now, I will take you out and around the ship, and I'll show you everything that's happening out there to give you a feel for a night on board Costa Diadema. But I guess I should just say to you now, thank you so much for watching today. I really hope that you're enjoying seeing a little bit more of the Mediterranean, a little bit more of life on Costa. Tomorrow, we are going to be at sea all day, and I won't be vlogging that for a couple of reasons, but the main reason being that we've actually got 4 sea days on this cruise. So I'm on here for 14 nights, and because we've got 4 sea days, what I probably will do is I'll vlog the double sea day that falls between Valencia and Lanzarote, I think, but that's really testing me, so don't quote me on that. But we've got 2 days at sea there. Now, that means that I can use tomorrow to catch up on some World Europa stuff, catch up on Diadema stuff, start building my ship tour for this ship. So tomorrow is going to be a pretty full-on day. I'm also hoping to do like a mini ship tour type thing for my Patreon subscribers, so I should plug that now actually. I just very recently launched a Patreon channel, so if you're interested in supporting my channel and if you enjoy the videos that I put together, I would massively appreciate if you would even consider anything. You can do that from as little as less than the price of a cup of coffee from your local coffee shop, all the way up to, I think the highest tier is sitting at £14.99 at the moment in pounds. So yeah, have a wee look. I'll pop the link in the description, but again, no pressure. I'm going nowhere from YouTube, so yeah, I'm here for the long haul. But yeah, look, let's get out and about around the ship. If you're not subscribed to the channel, it'd be brilliant to have you on the journey, so you can click the button below. While you're down there, give it a thumbs up for me, and that would be amazing. But yeah, time to eat. Good night, guys. Bye.